What is up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the obviously awesome Dr. Disaster, and I'm not sure that there's anything much more irritating than a cry-bully. You know the type, the kind who starts crap because they think they have the upper hand, but as soon as you push back, they fall apart and act like the victim.
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
And that is what Naughty Dog is, a freaking cry-bully. They continually go out of their way to give gamers the middle finger by embracing current-day political shit in the writing of their games. They almost couldn't have made The Last of Us Part 2 more controversial if they tried, and now they are reaping the rewards with their TV show's rating on review aggregators like Rotten Tomatoes here dropping like a rock as new TV audiences come to see what shitty writing was introduced into that franchise which pissed off gamers. And now a whole new audience is coming away from the Neil Druckmann experience saying,
"You're ugly, you're disgusting."
By now though, Naughty Dog has been doing this controversial shit for so long that they have plans in place for how to deal with fans that they have irritated. They are planning to piss people off with Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet. They are intentionally trying to stir up shit, and they are already starting with the victim narrative, pretending that the actress who plays the main character in Intergalactic is being unfairly harassed. And now she's coming out in interviews and telling people that she needed coaching on how to deal with meanies on the internet.
You are not a victim here.
Let me say something. Let me say something.
But stop pretending like you're a victim.
Seriously, what kind of a pansy do you have to be that you can't deal with criticism online? I mean, these people made a character that looks like this, and they are acting as if they don't know what we're talking about when we say that she looks nasty. This is what the actress who plays the character looks like in just some random movie that she's in. She is a reasonably attractive woman, but this is intentionally ugly. And this same actress posted this shit a few months ago after the Intergalactic trailer came out and people noticed how Naughty Dog was intentionally making their character ugly. These are people who know what they're doing and they want to take the piss out of the mostly male gaming audience that wants to see attractive female characters as the characters that we play as.
You found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Alright me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. I'm working on a space pirate cartoon that members will have early access to, among other upcoming projects, and currently, members have access to the audiobook version of the first part of my novel, which has been well received thus far. We can't just complain about culture though, we have to provide alternatives, so if you want to support alternatives to shit like Naughty Dog, who hates you, then consider becoming a channel member for as little as $5 per month, because I promise that I don't hate you. In any case, let's talk about this intergalactic cry-bully BS. You may remember that a few months ago, Neil Druckmann had an interview where he was talking with the writer of 28 Days Later, and in this interview, he made it clear that they knew at Naughty Dog what they were doing with The Last of Us Part 2, the same way that they know what they're doing with Intergalactic. They know that they are going to piss people off, and Cuckman is treating it with a cavalier attitude, though of course he will position himself and his crew as victims once criticism gets aimed his way, because that's what he does. But as you can see here, Druckmann is quoted as saying, "We made a game with The Last of Us 2, where we made certain creative decisions that got us a lot of hate. A lot of people love it, but a lot of people hate that game." Garland interjects with, "Who gives a shit?" To which Druckmann responds, "Exactly." So the joke is like, you know what, let's do something that people won't care as much about. Let's make a game about faith and religion. And I'd like to point out that this same jackass who acts like he's above the criticism, like he doesn't care about what people think of him, this same guy's studio turned off the comments on the Naughty Dog version of their trailer. But to illustrate how poorly received this shit was, they got 1.6 million views on this trailer, and they were ratioed with 76,000 likes to almost 200,000 dislikes. That is almost a 3-to-1 ratio. The official PlayStation YouTube account also put the trailer out, getting 2.7 million views and a nearly 3-to-1 ratio as well, with 111,000 likes to 291,000 dislikes. And the comment section is full of stuff like this: "Can I play as the characters from the background anime instead?" It's funny how this Druckmann jackass acts like he's above and unbothered by criticism, but then he blocks comments, or several years ago they infamously got videos on YouTube taken down for criticism of The Last of Us, and then someone tried it again the other day with a Critical Drinker video that covered the Last of Us TV show. And then there's shit like this, where Naughty Dog employees make it clear that Cuckman coaches them on how to handle gamer backlash. Make no mistake though, putting this information out there is carefully planned pity farming. They are planting the seeds to make themselves out to be the victims for their PR team in the mainstream media. But let's read this article from Bounding Into Comics. It says here, according to Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet lead Tati Gabriel, part of her pre-production work on the upcoming Naughty Dog title has involved a history lesson from studio head Neil Druckmann regarding the backlash faced by The Last of Us Part 2 and its respective cast, as given in order to help her weather the more extreme of her future critics. Gabriel, whose thus far history with the PlayStation subsidiary has included appearances as Braddock in the 2022 Uncharted movie and Nora in HBO's The Last of Us series, spoke to the details of her first video game role during a recent interview given to Entertainment Weekly's Nick Romano. And then let's skip down to where it says, reflecting on her approach to portraying Jordan, especially given how much of a departure it is from her usual roles in both medium and setting, the actress recalled, "Neil's been boot camping me. However, more than just the game's lore or narrative, Gabriel explained that Druckmann had instead been talking to her about the outrage level toward The Last of Us Part 2 over its creative choices. I know Troy Baker's experience," she said. "I know Ashley Johnson's experience. I know Laura Bailey's experience." And let me just interject, 99.9% of the people who are pissed off about The Last of Us 2 being a shit game were not angry at the actors who portrayed the characters. They weren't the ones who wrote it. They might have gotten some shit, particularly the gal who played Abby, but the irritation from gamers came from people who loved the characters in The Last of Us and were outraged at the writers deciding to unceremoniously have Joel killed, trashing the story from the first game. But I've got to say, I don't think Intergalactic will get quite the same level of gamer irritation as The Last of Us. There will certainly be plenty of mockery, don't get me wrong. So, the crybullies had better make sure that this idiot, this actress, is well trained on, checks notes, ignoring what people say on the internet. Wow, that's a really tough job. But no, the thing is that this is a new IP Unlike The Last of Us, where a lot of people were invested because it was one of the biggest franchises from the 2010s, but Intergalactic is going to try to build an audience, and if the reception to the game on their trailers is anything to go by, they will struggle to attract much of anything except mockery. They are a magnet for that. But this actress goes on to say in her interview that she thinks all of this is because she's a woman of color. But, my dude, if you looked like this in the game, nobody would complain. The creatives chose to make the main character of Intergalactic, look like this, and you as an actress chose to portray it. As we have been saying, gamers are mostly male, and if you want to properly market a video game, then make attractive female main characters or buff heroic males as main characters. Anything else is simply inefficient marketing, and now you can deal with the mockery and the consequences. So, deal with it. But I'm gonna leave it there. While we're at it, drop some mockery of your own of this game and the studio making it into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.